G'day all and happy Friday. Just want to do a quick video about accurate real estate boundaries on photos. I spend my time cycling through realestate.com, looking at my own photos, looking at how they best represent my clients, and also looking at other people's work and how my work compares with theirs. I like to try and keep on top of things. I like to make sure that mine is a standout compared to others. Now, I've come across a shoot today where the boundaries that are drawn on the photos, possibly by the photographer, but perhaps by the real estate agent or someone externally that they've sourced, doesn't represent the true boundaries of the property. Now, I knew it straight away because the boundaries depicted on these photos go directly to the road. Now, I own a property. I know many people. I've sold many properties. And they generally stop at the letterbox. To represent that the boundary goes to the curb is a misrepresentation straight up. And as an ex-agent or as an agent, you can't be misrepresenting the property. Saying that the boundary goes to the curb does misrepresent the property. It's telling a potential buyer that the land is inclusive of up to the curb when that is a council verge. It's not the only one, and I said I will put an example of that one. I say, and I'll blur out the agent's details because that's not important. But I'll put the example just up. I think it's here, and then my reference normally is the council website. So I would ask all real estate photographers, especially drone photographers, to refer all dimensions and everything to the council websites and the overlays that the Intramap system provides. They're not 100% accurate, but they're as accurate as you're going to find, and I believe wouldn't be misrepresenting the property. So as I said, I'll put a reference to the council and the shot that was in question just up here. Now, there was one that I did the other day that had I not have checked up, I would have been misrepresenting the properties. Now, this one was in Kelmscott, and effectively there was a truncation on a corner that didn't necessarily need to be there. But if you're looking on the council website, it was a truncation. It wasn't square at all. So had I not have looked up myself, I would have been in strife. Or potentially putting the agent in a position where they're misrepresenting the property in question. So it is very important to get that, or to get your photographer or your aerial photographer to understand they need to check the references on the boundaries for the council, or if you're outsourcing it, you need to provide that information to whoever's doing the drawings so that they can not misrepresent the property. One time I did a shoot for a client and the block in question was assumed to be 2 blocks. So was assumed that it was 1 block. So it was quite a large piece of land, and it was on the canal front of a suburb down Mandurah way. And the agent had assumed that it was 1 block, when in fact it was 2. Now, I was late to the party doing the shots for this one, so the property was already on the market and it already had a couple of offers on it. And the buyers were under the impression it was 1 lot. Now, this could have cost the agent dearly, selling somebody else's property, or simply making the assumption that it's 1 lot instead of 2. When I did the shoot, I found out that it was in fact 2 lots. I did a diagram with the overheads showing exactly that. And I had the agent call me quite abruptly and say, can you change the boundaries to make it 1 lot? And I said, well, why would I do that? It's 2. And we had a bit of a verbal stoush about what was what, and I asked him, to go and check with his superiors, of which he did, and came back and said, look, thanks James, you are right, and this could have cost us a lot of money had we not been informed of this. So, like I say, council websites for agents, fantastic. If you're not going to visit a property and you're simply making assumptions instead of going out and doing the appraisal, if it's a block of land, you're just looking at it from Google Maps, definitely worthwhile. Either go out to the property, check it on your local council websites before you either give a price to your vendor or certainly put it on the market. So in that case, we saved them potentially tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in litigation after the fact. So I'm happy that I did that, but again, it's part of my process. I do it for every property, not just the ones where I think there might be an issue. I'll always double check boundaries against the council websites before I put them on. So if your photographer or real estate drone photographer is not doing that, get them onto it. And if they're not, they won't, call me. All right. Thanks very much for your time, and happy Fridays, and good luck. Happy selling for the weekends.